Alright, dude. That's it. After further protest and shouting, Gantz became overwhelmingly exhausted and passed out. Due to his condition, the Special Support Section decided to carry him to his hotel room. Oh, sweet goddess. How could such a thing have happened? He may not have been the hardest worker, but he was a kind man. There's not a soul in Mainz who disliked him. Mayor Bixen? For a nice guy, he sure was pretty violent for a sec there. Hell, I wasn't expecting that both of us would need to hold him down. Yeah, I couldn't believe how ridiculously strong he was. Listen, guys, this is just my impression, but, you think this guy could have been on some kind of drugs? Pardon me? What is the basis for that assessment? You kidding? Judging by their silence, I think Lloyd and Tio seem to agree with me. I am not sure. I don't want to say anything unsubstantiated, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. We can't rule it out. That's preposterous. Gantz on drugs? I refuse to believe it. He's just an ordinary miner. You hear me? There's no way he'd be able to get a hold of such dangerous... Sorry, sir, but hasn't it been almost half a month since he arrived in Crossbell City? Keep in mind that he earned quite a bit of Mira during his stay here, too. Can you say for certain that he couldn't have taken advantage of that wealth? I won't stand for this slander. You mentioned that you're a Crossbell Times journalist, correct? Know that if you write some little piece about based on pure speculation, I will lead Mainz and its people in protest. Oh, come on, take it easy for a second. I don't plan on writing an article on this, mister. Would you do us a favor, Mayor Bixen? I'd like to go through Gantz's personal belongings, if that's alright with you. You too? I don't intend to imply anything, sir, but there are too many coincidences piling up here. His sudden violence, that inhuman strength, the complete change in personality, all of these aspects are eerily similar to past cases. And in Gantz's case, we also saw an absurd development in his gambling skills. Might be because he took some stimulants to boost his perception or something. That explained that freakish intuition. People kept telling us it was like he could read people's minds, you know? It is entirely possible. I can only speculate that if I were to gamble, I would likely be more adept than your average person. Tio. Sorry, Tio Tot. You know I didn't mean it like that. I am aware. Do not worry. Mayor Bixen, I understand your wish to keep Mr. Gantz's reputation intact. However, please envision the scenario where he is, in fact, consuming drugs. If the situation were to remain unhandled, it could pose a threat to himself and others. That may be. I could think of a bunch of possible side effects that might crop up. Same here, and that's exactly what we need to be scared of. Very well. I fear I might have been slightly inconsiderate. Go ahead, Lloyd. All right. Lloyd carefully examined Gantz's pockets, making sure not to wake him up in the process. This is what I was afraid of. Blue pills! Pills? Goddess, no! So our theory was spot on. Pretty shade of blue, but what the heck is it? We can't rule out the possibility that it's harmless medicine yet. Maybe he has some kind of chronic disease we don't know about. Did he ever mention anything about that, sir? From all my interactions with him, no. Of course, I can't say for sure. Interesting. Would you mind if we hung on to these pills for now? Please do. Listen though, I beg you, do not spread this around for Gantz's sake. Of course, sir. We'll make sure to take his reputation into consideration. Also, could we leave him with you? Yes, I'll take care of him. I'll try to speak with him once he wakes up. Thanks, that'd be great. Druggies! Now we have suspicions of an illegal drug circulating through Crossbell, huh? This definitely didn't see that one coming. Really? I would have thought the Mafia was big into the drug trade. The contrary, actually. Illegal drugs hardly ever show up in Crossbell. Drugs are messy business, you know. One messed up and they'll spread to neighboring countries like the plague. I've heard the First Division monitors them closely, thanks to pressure from Ereboni and Calvard. So I guess Ravache is smart enough to read the room on that one. I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, they made sure to cover that back at the police academy. Still, something about these pills. It really is a lovely shade of blue, isn't it? Sure, but they're still suspicious as hell. Something wrong, Tio? No, it is nothing. It must be my imagination. More importantly, what do you intend on doing with the pills, Lloyd? Good question. Thinking this case is too much for us to handle alone. For now, let's go talk with the chief. Yes, he may know what to do. While we're at it, we should give our report on the Hayway raid. We got mafias fighting each other and a chance of illegal drugs now, too. Get ready, guys. I'm feeling like things are about to get pretty busy here. You know, I've only known you guys for 4 months, but I'm starting to think that you've matured a lot since we first met. Grace? What's with the sudden praise? Flattery will get you nowhere. I hope you know. No, I'm serious. I've got some pretty high expectations now. Almost as high as the ones I had for your brother, Lloyd. You know, I don't think I ever got a straight answer last time you brought up Guy. So, did you know my brother, Grace? Oh yeah, back when I was still a newbie at the CNS, he helped me out more times than I can count. And in the end, his case went cold. At the very least, I'm happy that the team he wished for finally became a reality. What? What do you mean, Grace? Oopsie, Sergei might get angry at me if I say too much. Anyway, I've got an event to cover, so I'm gonna have to head out. Oh, and I won't write any articles about the drug stuff, as tempting as it is. Bye-bye, everyone. Where does she get off that teasing? Where does she get off teasing us like that and just walking away? Another addition to the pile of things we have to think about. Indeed. Are you concerned about what she's told us, Lloyd? Oh, well. Even if it's concerning Guy, I don't really have time to think about it. The Hayway raid, Ravache's current situation, and now these blue pills. We have a lot on our plate. For now, let's put aside what Grace told us and ask the chief how we should proceed. Understood. Hopefully he has some ideas for us. Alrighty then, back to the SSS. I hope I can do something real quick. Let's head out first. Please let me, please let me, please let me. Okay, I don't have any support requests? Alright, I'm gonna save, just in case. Alright, looks like we're clear. For now. You're late. Interrogating Hayway really take you that long? No, actually, we may have just stumbled into another case. But we'll include it in the usual report, along with details on the Hayway raid. Chief? Sorry, was it too convoluted after all? Nope. It's just this series of events. I'm starting to think that it might be all connected. You do? Seriously? How do you figure that? I know a lot's gone down in the last day or two, but I want you to try and connect the dots. Better buckle up, Lloyd. We're going to need those detective skills you've been honing if we want to get anywhere with this. Sure, leave it to me. Today, we were able to discover roughly 3 pieces of key evidence. The information we heard from Chow about the raid on Hayway, the intel we exchanged with Grace about the current state of Ravache, and everything we know about Gantz and the miner from Mainz. So there has to be something that ties the 3 things together, right? I'm not there just yet, but I'm starting to see the big picture here. For now, let's sort through what we know. Assailant's physical abilities, Hayway reinforcements. The assailant's physical abilities. Dahmer Coney's action, investment in Warhound's haphazard chain of command. He disappeared from Mainz. Poker match against Lecter at the casino. Blue pills in Gantz's possession. This has to be it. You think these factors overlap? They're definitely suspicious, that's for sure. I think so, Ellie. If we take a closer look, we can see certain things leaking the cases. The enhanced strength displayed by the mafiosos who raided Hayway, Gantz and his spontaneous gambling skills. They may seem independent of each other, but they both deal with the augmentation of their hidden potential. Now, suppose we say that the connecting factor in all of this are these blue pills. The Mafia must have started acting as the distributor for these illegal drugs. And the general public were not the only ones affected by them. Ravache must have been using them to strengthen its henchmen. Is that the general idea, Lloyd? Yeah, more or less, but in the end, it's still just another theory. However, if that's how it is, wouldn't it explain a lot? Maybe that's why Garcia's influence has started to wane. So a bunch of those mafiosos took the drug to toughen up, and as a result, it gave them a big ego. Is that right? Nicely put, everyone. By the way, remember the rumors Ian told us about yesterday? Of course, the trader and that stockbroker. You think those 2 are already under the influence of the pills? Who can say? At this point, there's nothing more that's nothing more than pure speculation. However, things are beginning to come together piece by piece. You feel the same way, don't you? Sorry, I have to adjust my headphones every now and then. I do. But if I'm being honest, I don't think the special sports section will be able to handle a case of this size. We might even need to call in the 1st Division for support, given that the incidents revolve around the distribution of illegal drugs. Huh, perfect timing, Lloyd. Perfect timing? What are you...
Oh, I found you.
What's wrong, Kia?
Are you getting hungry? Nope, not yet. I brought a visitor. He's super grumpy, but he said he really needed to talk to you.
Grumpy? Oh,
Detective Dudley.
You're late. Apologies, Sergei. Investigation meeting ran a bit long. If this is about the same thing we discussed earlier, do you mind if we go ahead and begin? Sounds good to me. Fill them in too, if you don't mind. I don't exactly have time for jokes, Sergei. This isn't something rookies should know about, and actually, I think the information they've found will end up being pretty useful to you in your investigation. Come on, it won't take any time at all. Are you insane? Then again, I did leave the Hayway investigation to the special sports section. Perhaps it should be fine then. No, what in the world am I saying?
Chief?
If we're that much of a bother, we can always just leave the room. Nope, stay right where you are. They don't call Dudley the ace of the 1st Division for nothing, after all. I'm sure he realizes what he needs in a situation like this. You win this time. Listen up. The information I'm about to disclose is strictly confidential. It does not leave this room, otherwise there will be consequences. Got it? Yeah, that won't be a problem.
Oh, is it a secret? I love secrets. Tell me too.
Well, the thing is...
There should be some leftover sweets in the kitchen. Why don't you go share some with Zyde, okay?
Get out, Kia. The First Division is being pressured from the inside? Well, it's not quite as simple as that, Bannings. After the raid on Hayway, we received orders to devote all our resources to quell any disputes between them and the Mafia. So we recently had to end our investigation into the mystery drugs circulating throughout Crossfell.
Really? The First Division was investigating the blue pills too?
Indeed. It's been a few days since the decision was made now. Frankly, I'm shocked that you were able to uncover as much as you did. How exactly did the First Division find out about the drugs in the first place? We were tipped off about them by a longtime informant of ours. Of course, we couldn't act on her word alone, so we did some digging of our own. And from what we could gather, it just seemed like a silly urban legend. I mean, medicine that grants wishes and can bestow happiness? Nevertheless, we couldn't ignore drug trafficking allegations, and we were in the middle of compiling a list of involved citizens before it was put on ice. What? Why are you all looking at me like that? Looks like we hit the jackpot. Show him, Lloyd. Yes, sir. Take a look at this, Detective. Are these what I think they are? We found them on a certain source during our investigation today. We were allowed to keep them on the condition that we protect their identity. Lloyd explained in great detail what had transpired prior to Dudley. Damn it all, so it is real. And you're saying that it's possible that Ravache is the distributor? Dudley, about the order to stop the drug investigation. Any idea who made the call? It had to have been someone high up. Our chief didn't agree with the decision, but he enforced it nonetheless. What a mess.
Wait a moment, please. Does that mean someone high on the CPD's chain of command gave in to the Mafia's demands?
That's unbelievable. Come on, how long can you go?
The situation appears quite grave.
Hey, Dudley. It's clear that you came here It's clear that you came to me because you don't trust the department brass. That being said, what's your move? To be honest, I didn't intend to do anything about the drug investigation. If any of us were to take action, our bosses would do whatever they could to interfere. But as a member of the police, it'd be too frustrating to let this go. Detective Dudley. Easy then. Leave the investigation to the special support section. Lloyd, Ellie, you two, Randy, and Tio. From here on out, the SSS will be informally collaborating with the First Division. You four will take over their investigation into these drugs in their stead, since they currently have their hands tied. Yes, sir. Understood. And in return, we'll get every bit of intel the First Division has about Ravache. Sound fair? Sergei? Regardless of the circumstances, we can't just go handling out top secret intelligence. Can't say I particularly care, Dudley. You're stuck in a stalemate and you know it, but by all means, do whatever strikes your fancy. Fine, you can have whatever information your grubby hands want. Glad we could come to an agreement. Oh, so we're doing the First Division's work for him now, is that it?
I can feel the superiority washing over me already.
Yikes.
Comment retracted.
Whatever. Alright, you gained my permission to handle the drug investigation. How do you actually plan on proceeding, though? About that, we already hold the key in our hands. All we need to do is figure out what the drug is made of somehow. Not a bad start. Do you have any idea how to determine that? Who to go to? Based on what we know, we can assume that this is a new, never-before-seen drug. Using the forensic tool back at HQ is out of the question, as I have no experience with them and would be easily caught. Well, there goes that idea. You know, maybe we should just ask the medical college for assistance.
Ah, I see. You must be talking about that particular doctor.
Medical college? You're referring to St. Ursula, aren't you? Right. We know a doctor there who specializes in pharmaceutical research, actually. I've heard nothing but good things about his work, so there might be a good chance he could figure out the drug's composition. That's a stroke of good luck. And it might just be our best option. If you can, could you put together a report of the 1st Division's intel and send it to us by the end of the day? I want them to decide how to approach the investigation for themselves. Fine, I'll send it over as soon as I can. Well then, I should go. Thank you for your cooperation, Sergei. Likewise. Oh, and don't forget to give them well wishes too. Ugh. Listen well, you four. If you do anything stupid, this entire situation might nosedive, understand? Notwithstanding your investigation into the drugs, leave dealing with the Mafia to the 1st Division. Stay close to the ground, behave, and most importantly, don't get in our way. Jeez, that goof just can't be honest with his feelings.
Anger is one way of hiding one's embarrassment, is it not? Maybe so. Also, he has a stronger sense of justice than I initially presumed.
Yeah, I think we can trust him. I'd vouch for him. Hell, most of the 1st Division is driven by diligence and their distaste for injustice, same as Dudley. Sadly, most of them are sticklers for the rules, making them pretty obstinate. So, you going to head to St. Ursula right away? That's the plan, at least. Well, if we have some time, I'm sure we'll try to knock out a few support requests.
After all, we didn't have time to leave the city this morning.
Sounds like it's about to get busy. I say we just tackle the requests little by little as the day goes on. Glad to see you're all raring to go. Now, I know we're cooperating with the 1st Division, but don't get too excited. Just do things as you usually do. Show me you're capable of cracking the mystery behind the drugs. Understood. Oh boy. Man, that must really have torn Dudley up. So, here we go. 2 new ones. Search for an important person. Representative Campbell. I want to meet privately. I'm looking for someone important to me. Come at once. Okay. And Old Man Quint. I want to offer flowers at some graves. For details, come to the cabin next to the graveyard behind Crossbow Cathedral. Alright. Well, we have our requests.
Aw, guys, do you have to leave again?
Sorry, Kia. We've got something to take care of. We'll be back by evening, okay?
Want us to buy a souvenir while we're out? Well, no, you don't have to do that. Coming home safe is good enough for me.
Kia.
My heart. Her smile has pierced my very soul.
The grim atmosphere ran away at the first sight of her smile.
Huh? As long as I am here, this place is nigh untouchable. He would seem to be boasting.
You're invaluable, Zeit. Suppose we'll have to reward him with a slab of meat or something after this. Alright, So we have support requests. Okay, let's start taking care of requests. First one up, I guess, will be in the residential district. We're actually going to be investigating this house.
This is the house of Representative Campbell, who sent the request.
We're searching for someone important, right? Sounded like the representative was freaking out. Hey, doesn't Mademoiselle's Gramps live around these parts? You happen to know this Campbell guy?
Well, about as much as fellow neighbors would know each other. Representative Campbell is an ambitious man. He's so driven by his passion for politics that he often brushes aside everything else. I see. That matches the way I had envisioned him in my head.
Either way, he's requesting our assistance. Let's try asking about it if he's home. Alright, we're actually in the house. Finally. I say finally. You Campbell? Unbelievable. What a foolish thing to do. We must find a way to retrieve her. Representative Campbell. Excuse me, gentlemen. We're here regarding the support request. You're the CPD's something or other section. What a relief. We were becoming so desperate that we'd be willing to scrape the bottom of the barrel. Just a moment. Are you not Ellie, Mayor McDowell's granddaughter? Why have you come with them?
It's been some time, Representative. As it stands, I am currently employed by the CPD. I visit you as a detective of the SSS today.
Is that the case? So be it. I suppose the mayor is neutral. Nothing to be concerned about then. But Representative, the Imperial faction's cunning members rely on underhanded tactics. What if they catch wind of this incident? Guessing this could blow up into a major political fallout, Mademoiselle?
It's possible. Talking to Diet members always makes me feel uncomfortable. Excuse me, Representative Campbell. Could you describe the situation to us in great detail? You have a troubled look on your face. I seem to recall the support request seeking assistance in searching for an important person.
Right you are. I've run into a bit of a snag. I suppose I have no choice but to explain the situation to you. But let me make one thing clear to you. This is a politically sensitive matter. The Republican faction has been placed into a difficult situation. This must remain strictly confidential. Understood. We'll promise to keep this under wraps.
We swear to remain silent about the investigation, Representative.
Very well, then, listen up. A certain member of our faction has disappeared.
Could you elaborate?
It so happens to be my very own daughter. She has run away from home, along with our maid. This dude's still acting pompous after his daughter pieced out.
By daughter, are you referring to Carla? We were classmates in Sunday school.
Oh, really? Well, the representative and his daughter have never been on particularly good terms. Their relationship seems to be entirely comprised of petty arguments. However, the timing couldn't be worse. Our main supporter, Heiwei, was raided this morning. Dealing with the aftermath has been cumbersome. That utterly foolish daughter of mine. I would normally leave her to her own devices during a hectic period like this. However, recent reports have shown that the Mafia's spats are becoming more dangerous. It's far too dangerous to leave two girls wandering around on their own. Yeah, I'd be worried about your daughter's well-being if I were you too. Not only that, but if this were to become publicized, the Imperial faction could use it as ammunition against us. You can't put your guard down during the Diet, so I would prefer to avoid any scandals. And with that, I request you, the SSS, to discreetly apprehend and return my daughter to me.
It all comes down to protecting his reputation, then.
Suppose that's how these bigwigs think.
I already assumed as much. Well, it's clear that he's concerned for her. There's a fair chance she might be in harm's way after all.
Agreed. We understand the situation, sir. We accept your request to search for your daughter. Oh, thank Idios. Bring her back immediately. I can't promise we'll be able to do it quickly, but we'll locate your daughter and provide protection until we safely brought her home. Very well, I suppose I'll rely on you for the time being. Proceed however you like. I believe his daughter left a note in her room. That note may prove useful to your investigation.
Thank you for letting us know. We'll take a look at it then.
Cool. We're searching for a political daughter. Alright, well, looks like she left her message in this notebook.
Let's see what it says. I've had enough of you and your insistence on only doing as you please. So, now I shall do as I please. Goodbye. P.S. I've brought the maid with me. If you're bothered that your meals will no longer be made for you, then I'm glad.
Where do we even begin? Classic case of the apple not falling far from the tree. She's not any less selfish than him.
Representative Campbell is the type to put his work ahead of his home life. And now that I think about it, Carla would often complain about her father in Sunday school. I wouldn't be surprised if a sudden falling out caused her to run away from home. However, the notebook fails to provide a clue about where we should begin the search. The only detail given was that she ran away from home by her own volition.
Based on her note, I think it'd be fair of us to assume something. What? She must have run away unexpectedly. As Ellie mentioned, a sudden falling out may have caused her to run away. She was pretty angry too, based on the note.
I would consider that a reasonable deduction.
I figure if she planned this whole thing out, the note would have been longer and filled with more resentment.
How long do you think she ran away from home? I hope it hasn't been too long. Our search will be much more difficult if she's gone far.
Well, it's impossible for us to tell with the information we have at this time. Let's try to get some more information from the representative before we come to any conclusions. Let's get our shovels, because we're about to dig up some dirt.
Shall we return here to summarize the details once we have finished?
Between the diet meeting and the Hayway incident, this morning was absolutely exhausting. I had even more appointments in the afternoon, so I came here to rest home for a bit. When I did, I couldn't find my daughter or her maid anywhere. I became suspicious when I saw the note she left behind. Guess she's the defiant type. I doubt she'd have any idea as to where. I doubt he'd have any idea as to where she would go. Representative Campbell runs a strict household. For instance, he'll enforce small rules like everybody having to eat breakfast together. It's actually quite obvious that his daughter despises such trivialities.
I see.
His suffocating nature could be the reasoning behind their discord. And despite that, she still adhered to his rule and joined him for breakfast. How am I privy to such knowledge? I ate breakfast with them, of course.
Now that we have the information, shall we return to Carla's room and continue to analyze for further clues?
Yeah, good plan, Tio.
How long ago do you think she ran away from home? I hope it hasn't been too long. Our search will be much more difficult if she's gone far.
Good question. Going by what the representative told us, they probably left yesterday, this morning, just now. This morning?
She was present for breakfast, but she had left by the afternoon. I think it's safe to conclude that she departed sometime in the morning. We should still be able to catch up with her.
Still don't know where the hell she ran off to, though. Think we should ask her friends about it? Maybe they got a clue or two for us. No, I don't think we have time for that. If we consider the circumstances, there's definitely a place she would have visited. We know she left this morning without having planned to. Considering that, there's one place in particular she'd likely have to visit first. The cathedral, City Hall, the bank. The IBC, right? Makes sense to me. Our escapee probably needed some dough for her getaway. Suppose that's the most logical step she would take, huh?
If she suddenly left, then she wouldn't have had time to pack. The IBC is certainly a possibility. Shall we depart for the IBC then? She may still be there.
Yeah, let's get there ASAP. Let's go. You gotta hurry. Why are we getting a special? Alright, we made it. Always feels like they're running a huge-ass facility when we come here.
I presume the representative's runaway daughter may have stopped here. Shall we inquire with the receptionist? Yes, let's ask Len Fei to see if she knows anything about it.
Hello.
Hi again, Miss McDowell. Do you need any help with anything? Hi, Len Fei. I'm just here to ask you a quick question. Did a lady by the name of Carla stop by here today? I think she may have been here with a maid. Oh, I do seem to remember Carla coming by earlier. She told me she had urgent business to discuss with Miss Croyce. With Belle? Miss Croyce consented to it, so I directed her to the top floor. This all happened about an hour ago.
Do you mind if we go and ask Maria Bell for some details? Truth be told, we're conducting an investigation.
Oh yes, I think you should be okay to talk with her right now. I believe she's currently in the CEO's office. Thank you very much.
Alright, let's get cracking. I don't know why I thought I had to click on the elevator. Hi, Maria Bell. Can you be of any help?
I'm so sick of this. I've been stuck in meetings all day thanks to those Ravache buffoons. Fortunately enough, I don't think their little raid will affect our stock prices negatively. I almost want to kick down their door and demand compensation for all the hassle they put me through. Your life never seems to get any easier. It's especially bad right now since Father is away at the moment. Oh yes, did you need something, Ellie? Judging by the crowd you brought with you, it doesn't seem to be a personal issue. Yes, there's something I need to ask you, Belle. Carla should have stopped by the IBC earlier today. Did you happen to see her? Carla? Yes, she was here not long ago. She and I are acquaintances through our social circles. She came to me claiming she had some kind of personal emergency. After that, she withdrew every last mirror in her savings account.
Damn, we were right on the money. Why did she have to speak directly to you for that, Maria Bell? You'd think the receptionist would have been able to handle her request just fine.
It has to do with the amount she withdrew. Under normal circumstances, you would need to fill out the appropriate paperwork. Today was an exception. As you might be able to surmise, I am unable to disclose the exact amount she withdrew. That said, it was in the hundreds of thousands of mira. That is an exorbitant amount of money. The truth is, Carla is attempting to run away from home. We've been tasked with bringing her back safely. Do you know where she might have gone, Belle? Oh, well, that would explain her rash behavior. Well, judging by the amount she withdrew, I would assume she's planning to relocate to a foreign country.
That could be it.
Is it possible she had a destination in mind? Well, now that I think about it, I recall a conversation between her and her maid about sightseeing in Gransel.
Oh, she's got good taste.
I believe Carla ordered her maid to make hotel reservations there.
Gransel? Isn't that Liberal's capital city? Yeah, it is. So she's ditching this joint for Liberal?
She must have departed for the airport then. We may be able to arrive in time if we proceed with haste. We must notify the airport's receptionist. Right, we have to hurry.
We're sorry to have bothered you. We appreciate your cooperation.
See you later, Belle.
Sure.
They sure knew how to keep busy.
Gotta go to the airport. I assume the airport, right? Unless you can take a train to Liberal from Crossbell. Hello. This is an emergency. Excuse me, do you have a moment? We have a bit of an emergency.
Oh dear, what is it? You see, an individual by the name of Carla Campbell should have boarded an outgoing flight to Liberal. We were wondering, has that airship finished boarding yet? You said Carla Campbell? If you'll give me a moment, please. I'm terribly sorry, but Carla Campbell wasn't listed as a passenger. Are you positive?
That's strange. I could have sworn that she planned on taking this flight. Me too. There's only one flight scheduled today that's heading for Liberal, right?
Correct, and it has not departed yet. Pardon me. I knew it. You're the police, aren't you? Wait, aren't you Marcia, one of the maids at Representative Campbell's mansion? Are you the maid that ran away with Carla? Yes, that's right. You see, Lady Carla never intended to go to Liberal in the first place. That was merely a rumor she spread to throw her father off her tracks. In actuality, she plans to live in the home of an acquaintance in the Republic.
She's going to Calvert? Crap, she must have gone to the station then.
If you hurry, you might make it in time. I'm sorry, my lady has caused so much trouble for everyone. But if at all possible, please bring Lady Carla back home. Despite what she says, she doesn't really want to leave Crossbell.
So she's still got some regrets, huh? Well, time to roll. We'll bring her back for you, don't you worry.
If she's Republic bound, the train will be departing in a matter of minutes.
There's no time to waste then. Thanks, Marcia. You were a big help.
Marcia, could you go inform the representative of what's happened? You can leave bringing Carla back to us. Okay. Please, I'm leaving Lady Carla in your hands.
I thought she was taking the maid with her. Alright, what am I doing? Probably talk to reception. Platform 1, please. Platform 1. The train bound for the Republic is now departing. If you are not boarding the train, then please step back at the center of the platform. Yo, hold up. Isn't that the train the representative's daughter is riding? It looks like we still have a bit of time, so let's board. Oof. Barely enough time. So, we're going to Calvert.